So I did a thing yesterday. Welcome back to Clear Lake Fishing TV. Today we're going to install my new ULTREX. Start by removing your Allen bolt using a 1/4-inch Allen wrench. And then we'll move that motor mount to a level surface. You can use a pickup tailgate or the front of the boat. I chose the bow. With the motor mount in the deployed position, you'll place the steering module in line with the keyways in the front, and we'll replace the Allen screw with the lock washer. Once your steering module is mounted, we'll place the motor mount in the stowed position. Now if you're replacing an old Minn Kota unit, you should be able to find at least a couple of your mounting holes that'll line up. Check the placement with the motor in the deployed position. When the motor is in the deployed position, make sure that the shaft is 1.5 inches out past the gunnel of the boat. Once secured, you can take the remaining holes and mark them. I used my drill. You can use a pen if you choose. And then we'll have to remove the motor mount. We'll finish drilling out the deck of the bow. And then we'll line up the holes with our motor mount and secure it. Before fixing the motor mount, make sure you put the tie-down strap in place. Assuming you don't have to rewire your boat, this will be the most time-consuming part of the project. Take note that you'll need a 6 AWG battery cable if you're running over 18 feet. Failure to use the right size battery cable will result in your unit performing poorly. Once your motor mount is secure, we'll fix the gas shock to the swing ring. Position the motor in the stowed position, allowing the motor to fold flat. Once in the stowed or flat position, the gas spring pin and spacers can be installed. Once the gas spring assembly is completed, it's time to move on to placing the bow mount stabilizer. Install the bow mount stabilizer bracket. It's easiest to partially deploy the motor so that you can freely turn your Allen wrench. Once the bracket's in place, we'll size the aluminum bar. With the threaded side touching your deck, measure a 1/2 inch above the bracket and then cut the bar to fits. Replace the rubber cap and thread the bar into the mounting bracket. Stow the motor and adjust the bar out, and then check for fit. I gave a 1/2 turn of the bar until my motor wouldn't lock in place, and then I turned back a 1/2 and secured the jam nut. Now it's time to install the prop. Remove the prop nut, discard the red washer, and remove the prop washer. Before you remove the plastic spacer, it's a good idea to hold your hand underneath, just in case the drive pin falls out. Sure enough, mine fell out. So I'm going to reinstall the drive pin and I'm going to index it into a horizontal position. And then I'll place my prop. Place my washer. And this is where you can reinstall your prop nut if you're going to use it. I chose to use a vibration dampener. I have good experience with these units, and that it kept my past Minn Kotas a lot smoother, and it's a lot easier to check behind your prop for fishing line and other debris without needing a wrench. Now it's time to move on to the heading sensor assembly installation. Since I have access underneath the unit, I'm going to drill a hole through the bow to feed my wire. I found a good location that's away from major power to avoid any interference with the GPS antenna. I chose to cut my wire to fit since I have a switched power source up at the bow. If you're running back to the ignition, this might take a little longer. Don't hook this up to a constant live feed, as your antenna will no doubt burn out early. Once you have it in place, mark your holes, drill through the deck, and secure with the supplied screws. Now some basic 12-volt wiring clips, and I attach to my switch power at the bow. I'm moving right along and almost done with this project. Time to hook up to our 24-volt power supply. finish our connections, turn on the foot unit, and give her a test. Nothing left to do now, we'll get her out on the water. I have barely enough water to get her off the bunks and come into the rattlesnake arm to give the ULTREX a try. This thing is amazing. All right, catch you next time.